Hey, how are you today? I had a few extra minutes today, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and go live and we can talk about eyebrows because I'm getting a lot of questions about how to get eyebrows even. So I did make a short video the other day, but we're going to go ahead and do eyebrows together. And I've done the rest of my makeup off camera, and I'll probably post that tomorrow. And let's just jump right in. So I have very sparse brows. You may too, for different reasons. You know, we did overpluck in my younger years. And also, I have Hashimoto's, so that also takes your eyebrows. So here I am. I'm not eyebrow-less. Um, they're very, very thin and sparse, I guess. So definitely say hi when you pop on. I've got my glasses so I can actually read what you are going to say for a minute anyway. Well, I picked prunes out of my teeth. I'm sorry. I just caught like a giant blob of food on my teeth. So embarrassing, you know? Just wait till you go live and then like that food comes around to the front. Anyway, so part of our problem as we get older is from overplucking. Part of it is from, different things that just happen to us. Hi, milady. Hi, Amanda. So, um, so there are issues with eyebrows, especially as you get older. Let me grab some tea because I'm having a moment. So I like to do eyebrows many, many different ways. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that I like to use eyebrow stamps. I have created my own method using tape, and I like to do a range of styles from a bold brow to, to a very light, natural looking brow. So today, hi Penny, I I decided that I'd go ahead and I'm doing a natural look. I'm trying to keep my makeup pretty neutral because I'm going to get my hair cut later today and some color, thank goodness, because all of this hair is driving me nuts. So hello, Debbie. So if I miss you, I'll definitely say hi eventually. Hi, doll. Hey, from Jacksonville. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I appreciate you. So right off the bat, I have to tell you, if you're following, thanks so much for the follows. We just hit 50,000, which, that really doesn't do anything except kind of let companies know, hey, they're doing something important over there on that channel, and maybe we should pay attention and send more products for them to try, things like that. So it's also sort of gratifying to me to know that, maybe I have something to offer that people are actually enjoying. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all of your comments and your love, and you're wonderful. So I appreciate you a lot. So I'm going to do a really, I'm sticking with neutral colors today because I want to have a conversation about my color with my stylist today. So I'm trying to stay kind of natural-ish and in the nudes. So I'm just going to do a light brow, but I thought I'd pop in and do those live. And that way, if there's any trouble, I'll be right here and you can see, what I would do about it. So hi, Dee. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Judith. Yeah, a lot of us have Hashimoto's. So, thank you, Laura. Thank you, thank you. So, thank you, Karen. Yeah, I feel like I've made so many friends over here. I'm like, don't tell anybody on TikTok, but I'm like, oh, I got people over there on YouTube now. I gotta get to my people. And that's kind of the way I felt this morning. I was like, well, I could make a video for everybody about this or that. And I have all these great products that just came in. So I have so much to share with you coming soon. But I was like, I just felt like I needed to connect with you, So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but so let's me stop talking and let me say hi to a couple more people real quick. Let's me stop talking and then I'll get on with it. Hi, Pampa. Oh, thank you so much. All the way from India. Mwah. Love you. Oh, and my husband. Hi, honey. You never know when there's a man in here that's watching. And of course, now we have a lot of makeup artist men, but also it could be your husband or my husband. So anyway, it's okay. It's okay if he's here. Thanks, Linda. Hi, Gloria. Hope you're feeling better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do a light brow. I'm going to use my LSC brow powder. And of course, if you're curious or having any issues with your brow stamp or anything like that, you can pop your question in the chat and I'll see if I can help you with that. So sometimes, oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes it's just the slightest little thing can actually make our application of something easier. So if you'll just continue to leave your beautiful comments, I will get in there and I will answer those here shortly. So first thing I'm going to do is just kind of sketch out where I want my brows to be, or where they really kind of should be. So from this bulbous part of the side of my nose, I'm going to just go straight up, try to keep it straight, and I'm going to make a little mark there. I'm using this is so old, it is, but it's one of my absolute favorites, and I'm to the point where I don't keep anything except my absolute favorite. This is Billion Dollar Brows on Point, and it's in the color of taupe. So usually taupes will work for me, and I can use dark browns as well. And I'm only telling you because I know some of you have the same or similar coloring as me, and so that just helps. But if you're having trouble with coloring, definitely leave a comment or a question. So I'm just going to go straight from the side through the middle of my pupil, looking straight ahead in the mirror, right? And I'm sort of looking down at mine. And then I'm going to leave a little tiny dot there. And that's just going to show where our arch would go. And of course, you can shape your brows any way you like. This is just kind of the beauty standard. And so if you don't have parts of your brows like here, right in here, I have nothing. So I don't really know where they start. So it's really nice to have those little marks. Like I said, you do what you want with your brows because all brows are not the same. So some people have, really thin brows in the center, and then they get bigger and bushier as they come out. And, there's all kinds of different beauty. So you just take it all with a grain of salt. Everybody's eyebrows don't have to look the same. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to go, this is really where I think that you should tailor this for your face. So I'm going to go from this outside of my nostril through the outer corner here, and then that's going to tell me kind of where I should cut that off, right? So I'm just going to put a little mark there. Now, with me and with you, it's important to know that right there, if it goes down too low, you can actually drag your eye downward. And since I'm sort of obsessed at my age, I'm about to be 56, I kind of want everything to go in an upward way instead of pointing downward, because I already have hooded eyes which overlap and angle downward. So I don't want to accentuate that with a brow that points downward as well. I also don't want to look like Spock every day. So having said that, let's go ahead and see where this other one goes. So it just kind of gives you a guideline for where it should end. And I usually make that outer mark really, really soft so that I don't have to go in and soften it later. I do want to be able to see it. Okay, now on your marks, if you're having trouble getting everything at the right level, right, you can just take a piece of thread, some string, or I always love to get these from the dentist, and just take your dental floss, and you can measure, try to go straight across so that you can measure and see, are your 2 points at the same height there? You can do the same here on the bottom part of your brow, and you can kind of make a little mark through there to show where you want them to end there at the bottom. And then just sort of remove the little bits. So now I can tell like how far I want that to go down. And after you do this probably about a dozen times, you'll actually have a knack for where you want, for where your brows are going to go. And you won't have to do this all the time. By the way, I'm a hot tea drinker. I'm also a coffee drinker. You got any tea drinkers out there? So now on my brow, and maybe in your brows too, the tops are not really the same. So I've got one, this one is actually a little bit higher. So I just have to be careful about that when I'm working on my brows. One is much higher, the other one wants to point in a different direction. So now that we kind of have an idea of where the scaffolding needs to go, I'm going to grab just a regular eyeshadow brush. Just regular eyeshadow brush. I'm going to use my LSC brow powder. Now you can use any powder you want, okay? If you have difficulties with matching the color of your brows with your hair color, first of all, the rule of thumb is to go within 2 shades of your natural hair color, or whatever color you have your hair dyed. So you can go lighter or you can go darker depending on what you're wanting to do. A lot of times the darker colors will look a little bit more bold. So if you want a softer color, go lighter. And if you're having difficulties doing that and finding colors, then look to your eyeshadow palettes. I was trying to see if I had one here close by. But look to your eyeshadow palettes and find colors in there that may work for your brows as well. And then once you've got your color on there, just use a little setting spray, spray it over your face to make it waterproof and smudge proof. So I've spent a lot of time on eyebrows so that you don't hopefully have to. And I'm just going to dust this over where my brow is going to go, or where I think it should be in those marks. Oh my goodness, now I hear a bug. What kind of bug is it? Oh, what is that? Oh Lord. Oh, it's a stink bug. You don't want to see me in a bug. Oh my goodness. And stink bugs, you know, I've never even heard of a stink bug before I moved to Alabama. But stink bugs are very interesting. They're kind of a flat bug, and they make a loud buzzing sound, but they're harmless. And they let off an odor if you mess with them. But they are harmless, but I will still scream. I will literally scream. That's just how it's going to be. So now that I kind of have that on there where I want, I'm going to grab this multi-tool. These are fantastic. And I'm going to use this right here to just kind of blend in that mark a little bit so that it's a little softer. Now I've got these on my Amazon page. They're like $3 for some ridiculously inexpensive price. Under $8, I want to say. Also, a lot of times I'm seeing comments from you that, you know, want to know how much things are. And sometimes I can say and sometimes I can't, because Amazon does not let their affiliates talk about prices, because the prices change and they usually don't change drastically. So I'll try to say, you know, like under the cost of a hamburger meal or something like that to give you an idea, but I can't give you a specific price. All right, where was I? Now, before I get too far into the nitty-gritty, here's the important part. If you use that brush, that soft brush, if you've got brows like me. Now, if you don't have brows like me and you just need to fill in a couple of areas, you want a flat brush. This is an eyeliner brush, but it's very similar to an eyebrow brush. And you literally just want to go in and fill in your little areas that are missing. That's it. But if you've got to sculpt a whole brow from nothing, then you definitely want a bigger brush so that you get a softer look. And this is not your average brow powder. I have bought a lot of different brow powders and they fail miserably because they're so pigmented and so dark. So, can you hear that bug? It's taunting me. Okay, so So you want a soft brush for a softer look. I know it looks a little messy now. Now I'm going to take my brow mascara. Got a new brow mascara in. I used it yesterday. Love it. But here's the thing with brow mascaras, you always want to get pretty much all that product off of there before you go in and use it on your brows. And some may only need a brow mascara. And they're wonderful because they don't smudge, they're waterproof, and they are just the easiest thing to do if you've got gray brows and you just need to use that. It's not the same as a regular mascara. You can use a regular mascara, but it's very tricky and you need a lot of experience in my opinion. That is just my opinion. I like to keep these little bags around for mascara and also for brow mascara. And one of the things that I'll do is just kind of squeeze off all the excess in there. And then I can dip back in there and get what I want. And then when I go in to do my brow, I won't get a big blob on there. And what this does is it'll pull out that look of, it'll pull out those little hairs that are in there that you can't really see because they're clear or blonde or gray. And then it starts to look like you actually have an eyebrow at some point. And even though I have very thin brows, this works and fills it in nicely. So start with a little, and you can always add more if you like. I also don't, I used to go and get my eyebrows waxed, but I found that if I just let them grow, I actually have more of these little hairs than I thought I did. And what I'll do is I'll just fill in my brows like I'm doing now, and I'll do a nice big bold brow so that I'm making sure I don't trim away too much excess. And then I'll use those little tinkle razors. Do you know what I mean? Those little face shavers. And I'll shape my brows with those instead of waxing or plucking because it's done so much more for my brows and it lets them grow much better. And I have a lot more to work with because the face has naturally got all that peach fuzz on it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using the peach fuzz around my eyebrows to my advantage. So now this is looking a little Groucho Marx, and I'm just dipping back in that bag when I need a little bit more. So, and you can, use a little piece of cellophane. You don't have to have little bags. But a little bit of that stuff goes a long way, so you really want to get it all off there. Now these are looking pretty Groucho Marx to me. Pretty hairy. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So this one is actually by Blink. I like it a lot because it's got that little tiny wand, and that is really perfect, I think, so that you're not spreading it too far. Okay, so that one we have a coupon code for. I'll put all that in the description later on if you're interested. I think it's 20% off, so it's nice. So I'm going to catch up on some comments real quick here. So hi, Melanie. Linda says, my hair is gray and I look like Groucho Marx with using the stencils. We'll try this. Okay, and we can talk about the stencils too. Eyebrows, yes, light and fluffy. They can be tough, absolutely. Once you get them down though, they really complete your look. Avocado Mush says, like the video people. Oh, thanks, hugs and kisses. Debbie says, my eyebrows are growing back and amazing. Now I wonder how to shape them. So we can talk about that more too. So Judith says her brows are almost gone. Losing your hair now. I'm so sorry. I know, I'm losing hair too. Even though I use a shampoo that kind of helps it stay longer. It's, that's just how it is. That's just how it is, it's a privilege to get older and fall apart, right? So we're just doing the best we can. All right, so now that that's done, I'm actually going to go ahead and shape these a little bit. And I'm just going to use a Q-tip first to clean up. And then a little micellar water, which is just a makeup remover that you don't have to remove from your skin. So I just get a little bit of this. Now they've got these really, probably the best deal for micellar water is by Garnier Nutrice. And those, you can get them on Amazon, and you can also get them at the drugstore. Just kind of go in and clean up both sides however I want it to be. And I'll just kind of blend that out, so because I took off some of my eyeshadow. And then I'm going to remove my makeup from that giant wrinkle. So I have a lot of companies that are reaching out to me about, you know, trying their products because they want everybody to see them. So if there's something that you're interested in, I'd love to hear what you're mostly interested in. If there's anything, because, you know, ultimately, it really doesn't matter so much what I want to try. It's what you want to see. I mean, it does matter what I want to try, but you're important here. You get a voice. I get to be your voice, so that is my privilege. But you also get a voice. Now, I'm trying not to remove all the makeup from my head. Just going to blend it out as I go. And that's looking pretty well even to me. But what I'm going to do is, now that it feels even, because I've learned that if you look at yourself in the mirror, you know, we're used to seeing our faces crooked. I'm used to seeing my nose crooked, but to me it looks straight. Same with my eyebrows. So I could be really, really off here. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this to sort of see if I'm sort of on track. That looks pretty good. Pretty much got that, but I can tell where I'm sort of missing a little bit right in here. I've got more on the other side, and then my tails are close. I'm not looking for perfection, just close. So, and then I can also make sure that I got close enough here and here, but I'm feeling like I missed out a little bit here, and then I'm not sure if, yeah, I feel like I need to go down a little bit here. A lot of times, the easiest thing to do is just take a selfie. But I can't take a selfie right now because we're on my phone. So I can either remove a little bit here or add a little bit back over here, or both. I'm going to add a little bit there, and not going for perfection, just trying to get two sisters here. They don't have to be identical twins, right? Because they were not identical twins to begin with. And I feel like I need to fill in just a little bit up here. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to do for filling in is, I love this NYX Lift and Snatch pen, and you've probably seen me use it a couple of times. And since I have no real hairs right in here, I'm just going to give a couple of light strokes. And if they're not light enough, I'm telling you right now that you can soften them. You don't have to deal with those harsh marks. Because the last thing I want to do is walk into the store and feel self-conscious about my eyebrows, and like, you know, the clerk is staring at me because I look weird. I can't handle that. So little light strokes, which is the great thing about this, because look at the tip. So it's really, really fine point. So little tiny light strokes, and then it'll seem like more real hairs. Of course, you know, you don't have to do all this. You may be able to just do one of these things to fill in one little place, you know. You may not have to do all this crazy, right? And when I don't want to do all this, I use my stamp. I use my stamp a lot. I'm like, I don't have time. I don't have time to do all this crazy stuff. But sometimes I do like to get a different look. And that's when I do this. So now just anywhere I need a little extra, just a stroke or two to look like a realistic hair. I'll fill it in, and that's it. Now I'm going to use a little bit of my concealer. My concealer brush. This is a big concealer brush, but it has such a nice pointy end that you can do really meticulous work. So I love that. So I'm just going to get some on my brush, and then I'm going to do a final cleanup. Now this is not necessary either, but if you feel like it's not cleaned up enough looking, or you feel like you kind of want to look like you came from the salon and had your eyebrows waxed, this is a real quick, easy fix for that. Just gives a little cleaned up look, sharpens the brow. Use a finger or a Q-tip in there. You know, if your finger's overdoing it, use a Q-tip. And then a lot of times I'll just take the tiniest little bit and just sharpen it right on the tail. Just kind of blend it out. And that's it. So, and you can see the difference between the two. One looks more natural. One looks like it's been done up a little bit better. Or a little bit more, not better. Or maybe better, I don't know. We'll go in here. By the way, MOTD actually gave us a discount code for brushes. Yay! So I was excited about that. They sent over a ton of amazing brushes, and I still haven't even used them all, but I've been trying to show them in the videos, and they're a little bit, you know, they're not budget brushes, okay? They're not the most expensive brushes either, but if you are needing a quality brush, they have them. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So, and I like the way they reached out to me. They just reached out to me, you know, a couple months back and just said, hey, we'd like to send you some brushes. And, you know, no strings attached, you know, just like to send you some brushes. And at this point, I'm really enjoying those easy things like that because I'm getting swamped with all these crazy emails from companies. Oh, let me tell you. Let me tell you what you don't want to hear. What you need to know. What you need to know is that whoever you're watching on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, if they are a certain size, they're getting approached by companies to make them videos and to promote their products and so on and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with that. So what you need to be aware of is that happens, obviously. And it's not that, you know, they don't deserve their pay. They definitely deserve their pay. But not everybody is really ethical about how they go about promoting things. Some people just promote all kinds of crazy stuff, and others will, you know, only promote things that they like. So if I recommend it, that means I really and truly like it. It doesn't mean it will work for you. It means it will probably work for most of you, but it won't work for everybody because everything doesn't work for everybody. But I will give you my honest opinion. That is my pledge to you, is to always give you my honest opinion and to try and look out for you as my friends and my audience, because, you know, that's important to me. So it's important to me for me to be as transparent as possible and for you to know that I do not do videos with products that I don't like. And there's, you know, it's good to know that, right? I hope. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Now I may take a selfie here in a little bit and realize that, you know, this just isn't working, but I think it's pretty well. Do I look even? Can somebody tell me, do I look even? Do I look even? Because I'm going to go out in public, so don't let me look funny. Tell me, do I look even? Sometimes I can use my glasses too. Maybe my points aren't exactly perfect. I don't know. Even? Okay, thank you. Yes, Linda, I will definitely put the brow powder in there. Absolutely. And my French is terrible, but I understand. Merci beaucoup. And something about my videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And that's from Chloe. Thank you, Chloe. Debbie, how do you choose a foundation that doesn't collect in your pores and wrinkles? That is a great question. And I have not used Jones Road. So the way that you choose a foundation that doesn't collect in your pores and wrinkles is, first of all, you talk to as many people as you can. Best people really are the people who work with the products all the time. So your cosmetics counters, those people are a brilliant tool to use wherever you go to buy cosmetics. If there is a counter salesperson there that has used the products, they are invaluable. So use them. Also, people that you trust online, you can follow them and try their recommendations too. But the most important thing about foundation is what you put under it, probably, especially when it comes to wrinkles and pores. So when it comes to wrinkles and pores, you want to be, of course, choosing products that are right for your skin type, and that includes your skincare. And then you also want to choose a primer for your skin type. And if you're not using a primer, you probably definitely need to. Primers are chosen based on your skin type and needs. So, for example, I have large pores on my nose, especially, and my cheeks, especially right here. And then I have fine lines all over the place. So, I like the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. That is an inexpensive one, and it's great for skin that is a little dry. I don't care for any of e.l.f.'s other primers except maybe the green one, which I can't remember what it's called right now. But e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer is a good one for dry skin. I don't really know of any that are good for oily skin because my skin's dry. So I don't know about all primers. And then you may need an eye primer as well. But that's getting a little off topic. So the best thing to do is get a good primer and a foundation that goes with it. And if you can get them from the same company, that'll be great because they work together nicely. So even if you just go to like Lord & Taylor or wherever you go shopping, Ulta, wherever, you can talk to the people there, tell them you want something for fine lines and wrinkles and something that's got a little blurring agent in it, because now everything can have a blurring agent in it. It's fantastic. And or they're fantastic, and they might even be able to try them on you there. You can make an appointment, I think, at Ulta and actually have them work with you on foundation. So, all right. Rose says, hi, Miss Hand from Alabama. Hi. Yeah, I'm in North Alabama. So I am a transplant here. I've been here for a long, long time now. So I'm just trying to look through here. Pampa, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, let's see. Kathy says, yes, I'm even. Thank you. Yeah, e.l.f. setting spray is fine. It's inexpensive. It's not my favorite, but it's kind of like everything else. When you start out with a brand, like I started out with using Pharmacy's setting spray, and then I moved to e.l.f. and they're fine. They're absolutely fine. They're not my favorites because I have progressed into better products since then. But there's nothing wrong with e.l.f. Nothing wrong with e.l.f. So it's just not my favorite. So I think it's for the price, it's a good starting point. And if you're not used to using setting spray, yeah, definitely. So absolutely. So I'm gonna pop off here in a sec, but I'm thinking about getting some blonde highlights and leaving the gray in and just sort of having something for blending. So tomorrow I'll be a different person. And as always, I really have had fun. Thanks, Deborah. Thanks, Gloria. And really had fun connecting with you today. And thank you, Debbie. And I am so excited. I'm just so excited to be here with you. And thanks so much for watching. And make sure your little bell, your little dinger is on. So when I go live or when I post a longer video, you'll actually know right away. Otherwise, you have to check back. And I post something every day. So you got to check back every single day. No, not really. All right. Love you. Bye.